Dear English learning aspirants, here is a wonderful video for you about communication skill and professional skill. What is communication skill? Many people will be saying in a different way. Here, my version about communication skill is this. First of all, let us have a what is the wrong notion about this communication skill? There is a wrong notion about communication skill. What is that wrong notion? Many people think that communication skill means speaking in a very fluent way, speaking very, very fast with all the gift of the gap, that is fluency, and using bombastic terminology, high language, and all that. Without taking breath, we have to talk very, very fast, bombarding others. That is the wrong notion. Our purpose should not be bombarding others. In a communication, our language, our purpose will be to please others, to impress others, to communicate our our knowledge, our information, our matter, etc., etc. So, in order to please others, our language should be very simple, not high language, not bombastic terminology, all that. Very simple. See, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishna and Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, these people, great thinkers, have used very simple language. They are very great thinkers, but very simple language they will be using. See, in both Rajagopalachari and Radhakrishna, we find a very, very lucid style. Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, particularly when he wrote the Ramayanam and the Mahabharata, meant for school students and college students, how nicely, simply he has written. I will tell you one or two lines, three lines from that. When Rama stepped into Sri Lanka, he feels exalted, and he said to himself, "Oh, I have felt exalted. My mind and heart really was very it enjoyed. The mind enjoyed serenity and tranquility. I have felt the presence of great spiritual atmosphere here, and I have got peace of mind also as soon as I stepped into this land. How great the ruler also, the ruler of this land must be really great, etc., etc. He has written. So everybody can understand very easily those lines, sentences, and clarity of thought and expression. That means if your mind is clear, if you have the clear content, clear idea in your mind, it is clarity of thought. When there is a clarity about your idea, about your thought, about your say some content, expression will also be exactly clear. Some people will have a lot of confusion in their mind. They have learned so many things, too many things, to get confused here, of course, in the way presence of people at the time of seminar or some celebration, a speech or at the time of celebration and all that. They say something relevant to the issue and immediately jumped, have a deviation because there is no clarity of idea, clarity of thought, what they wanted to say. That they will be forgetting and out of confusion saying something or the other only because of the complexity of mind. So clarity of thought must be there, and if there is a clarity of thought, clear idea in your mind, clear thinking in your mind about the content, about the thing issue you want to say out, definitely the expression will also have the clarity. And the next one is common vocabulary. Bombastic terminology is not required. Some people will be particularly selecting bombastic terminology or lengthy sentences like metamorphosis and all this. No, not necessary. Instead of transformation, some people will be using metamorphosis. See, that you can write in at the time of writing documents, some drafting, you can write. But for speech purpose, for conversation purpose, for communication purpose, oral communication, not necessary. Very simple expression used by the common people, used by others too at the same time. and interesting and understandable. When you are speaking to some other people, you have to think whether they feel delight or not. Whether they are delighted, you can, of course. If your speech, your conversation is not delightful, it is not, suppose it's not interesting to them. Some people feel interested, some people will not feel interested in what you say. So that you must also always keep in your mind whether what we say is really interesting to them or not, appealing to them or not, or whether we are I am causing any boredom to them. That you have to think of. And at the same time, whatever you say must be understandable to them. If you have the clarity of thought and expression, yeah, why not? By all means, they can understand very well, clearly. If there is a lot of confusion, if there is a lot of deviation, if your language is not correct, instead of passive voice, you will be using active voice. Instead of active voice, suppose you are using passive voice, what will happen? A lot of confusion, a lack of understanding, and then needful and relevant. Your talk should be needful. That means your content will have whether it is needful to them or not, whether it is useful to them or not, whether it is relevant to them or not. That must be kept in your mind when you are speaking to others. Some people will not think of all these things. Whatever that strikes in the mind, they will be speaking out. So, needful and relevant information, relevant talk. Your talk should be relevant, conversation should be relevant. And at the same time, accent and pronunciation should be very good. It should be very neat. What is the accent? Some people will have Telugu. Suppose you are a Telugu man, Telugu way of accent. Tamil, suppose Tamil way of accent. That means your mother tongue influence should not be there on the on English language, either in respect of pronunciation or in respect of accent, intonation, modulation, anything for that matter. As far as possible, standard English you have to maintain in a very simple fashion. And informative and productive. What is informative? Informative means, suppose you are talking something irrelevant, something not useful, something which is not interesting to others. It is not informative. Informative means, suppose your speech gives a lot of good information, knowledge, something new to know, something very interesting to know, something valuable to know, then we say informative. Suppose I will be generally observing some groups. They will be talking, indulging in talk. Suppose chit chat, by the way, chit chat among the group for some time or the other, for a few minutes, now and then. It's good. This is one of the parts in our life, funny talk. But all the times, when the educated person, particularly when an educated person is speaking to others for a long time, that too, for 1 hour or half an hour, like that, it should be productive, it should be informative. That means, see, lot of knowledge, lot of new things must be revealed. No, it's not so like that nowadays. See, I have observed a number of students talking, indulging in talk. Oh yeah, they speak like this. Yes, yes, I saw one movie yesterday. Oh, terrific. They write, it was super. See, they don't give even good analysis. It was super, tremendous. And the director received 500 crores. The music director received 150 crores. Hero also, hero and heroine also, lot of remuneration. And so many people appreciated it. Heavy rush in the cinema theater. Now, what is the use? How much remuneration they have got? How much cost? Cost of production of the movie, all this is not relevant. They are not informative, they are not productive, useless talk, only chit chat. And that chit chat should be very limited. It should be there, but very limited. A productive talk and informative talk will be like this. For example, I'm telling same movie example. Yes, yesterday I saw the movie. Very nice, that Danish movie, Idli Kottu. Very nice movie. Father, affection towards father, is a nostalgia towards that native place. It dominated. Love of father, parents, and love of nostalgia dominated. And he has even he was deprived of all the property, high position, a status in the society, property, etc. Everything he has lost. He preferred only the love and affection, a native place, and serving in the native place, nostalgic sentiments. What a great movie it is. And there is a lot of human value. There is a great spiritual value. And the director has given a lot of importance to these values. And the aesthetic sense is there. There is a wonderful scenario, landscape, beauties of nature, everything, etc., etc. Suppose you are saying, explaining, it is informative, then we can say it is informative and productive. That means other people will also learn. They too feel they are not only delighted, at the same time they will be enlightened by your description, by your informative and productive discussion about that movie, or about some incident, or about some issue, democratic ideals, etc., etc. And the next one is pleasant and delightful. What is pleasant and delightful? Whatever you speak should be pleasant. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, see, when a person is speaking, it should be like the drizzles of honey, he said. Wow, what a wonderful statement he says. Always he has a smiling face. His voice will be in a pleasant way, in a tranquil way. In such a way, you must have. And that another one is feeling convinced. Yes, exactly. Whatever you say must be convincing others. That means the others must feel convinced by what you say, whatever you say. Yes, when your speech is very in a simple language and it is very delightful, interesting to others, informative and productive, definitely they feel convinced. They take a lot of delight, interest in it. And that is communication. And when you come to that professional communication, more or less same thing. In addition to these qualities, the dignity of language can be found in the professional language. Dignity of language, that means language should be still more polished, and the seriousness of thought, every thought. Here we will be talking in a humorous way, funny way, witty way, in a simple fashion. Here the language is not very simple like that. It has the dignity, that means some grammatical structures, and what is that, the flowery of language, and the seriousness in every expression, in every thought, and best suited vocabulary. That means your professional words will be there. Suppose, yes, the manager will ask you and tell you, see, I have found the absence of professional commitment, a job involvement. You must have the job involvement so that you can be productive to the organization. Enough. That sentence itself is enough, so that a lot of lot of thought, lot of ideas in a very serious fashion. So that is called epigrammatic style. Epigrammatic style means what you want to say in 30 words or 50 words must be said in 10 words. What you want to say in 10 sentences can be said in just 2 sentences. This is what I say, that that manager will ask you and come. You have some luxury in your job, a lack of what is it, efficiency in the job. So for that, he will be giving you a reprimanding in a very smooth fashion, in with a serious thought at the same time. What is this absence of this professional commitment? No, cannot be. It will be viewed very seriously. We expect job involvement, he says, so that it is productive, sir. He will be saying like that, and a lot of information will be there out of that a big grammatic style in language, and professional approach. For example, suppose you are not working well, you will be issued with memo. There are a lot of deficiencies, no efficiency on your part, number of bottlenecks are there, some serious mistake occurred in your case. So for that, suppose your manager will ask you and they will issue some memo. See, the matter will be serious, will be viewed very seriously. If you don't submit to the explanation, within a reasonable time, 3 days or 4 days, according to the seriousness of the offense that you have committed, the laxity, the carelessness in the job that you have committed. You submit your explanation for as to why you are always late for the office, or why you have got a lot of pending works, etc. Explanation you have to submit at the earliest convenience, he says in a dignified way. Only 3 lines will be there. No, lot of Mahabharat will not be there. Lot of chatting will not be there. Epigrammatic. And you have to give the explanation in a polished way, in a most obedient fashion, because what is expected in the profession is obedience, first of all. You must have a lot of obedience, and at the same time, you must obey the orders with loyalty, with a lot of faith in the management, whether that is expected, whether that is expressed or not in your lines explanation, they will observe. Then you have to write like this: yes sir, out of my ignorance I must have committed some mistakes. I will definitely rectify immediately, and I see that it will not be repeated again. I may kindly be pardoned, sir, etc. For example, you have written for every mistake of you, whatever mistake that you have done, whether serious mistake, simple mistake, whatever it is, the procedure as to how you have to submit your explanation will be in such a moderate, dignified way, and at the same time obedient fashion, in a loyal fashion. So that is the professional approach. And I would like to conclude with my professor, G. Nageswar Rao, Professor G. Nageswar of SV University. When I joined SV University as MA English student at Tirupati, in the very first class, he said like this: see, by the language you speak, by the vocabulary you use, by the way of your speaking, simply saying, by the way you speak, everything will be revealed. Your background, educational background, social background, family background, cultural background, and environmental background, everything will be revealed, he said at the very beginning of our class when I joined MA English Literature in SV University, Tirupati. Immediately, then at that time, I was taken aback. Oh, English communication has such type of effect, greatness. Oh, let us understand. I thought like that. Oh, you too can imagine as to how that communication will have a lot of impact on others. Thank you very much for listening. If you are impressed with this short video, kindly encourage me by subscribing, also sharing it.